Hello guys, welcome back to another video for Hari Academy CA CS CMA. Yes, today we are having a person who is an All India rank holder from Tamil Nadu and that too from Coimbatore, Mr. CMA Logesh Kannan. He has qualified the CMA at a very young age of 19 by scoring All India rank 1 in the CMA final and under the new syllabus 2022. Welcome Lokesh, CMA Lokesh Kannan.
Thank you, sir. So,
Yeah.
good morning, everyone.
Yes. Yes. First of all, congratulations for you for scoring an All India rank 1 in CMA final. Shall we proceed further?
Yeah, we can proceed.
Yes. Can you share your initial reactions when you found out about your achievement on that result day? How it did you?
Yeah. Actually, on the result date, the result was about to release at 9 o'clock, but it was delayed by 1 hour. So I was very eagerly excited for my result. So I was an audience holder, even in my foundation too. So, but in my inter, I was unable to write the group together. So I wrote the group separately. So I thought of getting a rank and I took myself for the rank, aiming for the rank. So
Okay.
I was very eagerly waiting for my results that I'm very sure that I would have scored the rank, but the all India rank one was separate from me.
Okay, fine.
It,
You never
of results I was
expected All India rank 1.
I expected a rank, but I even expected a one, but it was
Okay.
over expectation, right?
Yeah,
So
okay, fine.
before writing exam
But
result, we can't expect that we are having a rank one.
you have put in the
So
serious efforts, or you have put in the serious effort so that they have provided you All India rank 1 at a very young age. Now, next one. What inspired you to pursue the CMA qualification and how you maintain your motivation? Many of them are maybe demotivated towards the journey. How you motivated during the entire journey of your CMA qualification?
actually, after while completing my 12th standard, I was in a pandemic situation. So our 12th exams did not happen. So I thought of not to waste time in having dedicating time for 12th standard exams because the exams are postponed continuously. So I thought of taking any next further courses which is available. So many people suggested to take CA. So I thought of CA and I also thought any alternative courses available for the CA. So where I found out that with my research, CMA was a very good course, which is very equivalent to CA, and it is it can be completed at a very small period of time. So because the CA has to do for 3 years, that's very
Yes.
huge for them. They have to wait for 1 year after clearing foundation to waiting. So many rules were there. So while seeing the CMA course and structure, I found it somewhat easy than
Okay.
CA. Then
Okay.
I chose CMA as my career and I started preparing for CMA even before I complete my 12th standard.
Okay.
So the 12th standard exams are postponed. Right? So on that time itself, I started preparing for CMA for
Okay.
foundation.
Good.
So the foundation syllabus was similar to 12th standard syllabus. So
Yes.
I was able to manage and I cleared foundation with an all India rank. Then I got
Good.
very motivated that
Yes.
okay, so even with this preparation and with this level of efforts, we can score all India rank 1 in foundation. Then we can maintain the same consistency so that we can score all India ranks in my final too. So
Yes.
that's what I got motivated. But unfortunately, I can't attend both the groups simultaneously in my inter. So that
Okay.
I went for Kolkata in my foundation. I went for Kolkata. I met me for Kolkata. So where I met all India rank holders. So they motivated me that even I can get all India rank one even in
Okay.
final. So where I got very motivated and I started preparing for my final very seriously so that I can go to Kolkata and stand like them in front of others too. So that was
Right.
my main motivation, and
Yes.
that led me here.
Now, my next question to you is, can you take us your preparation strategy, what you are following for CMA final, and what are the techniques you have followed to clear the papers? Just
Okay.
quickly.
Okay. So after completing my intermediate at December 2022,
I started even before my results. I started preparing for my finals. So I got like books from my seniors, and I started preparing. So I have made a plan that I have to complete all the like toughest subjects like CFR, tax, direct, indirect, and SFM at the beginning stage itself, so that I can revise them continuously, so that the exams becomes easier for me. So
Yes.
that was the plan I have made, and I have made a schedule for that too. So
Okay.
where I aimed to complete all the subjects within 6 months of time, and I like plan to complete my revisions, like 3 and 4 revisions before 3 months of the exam. And
Okay.
at 3 months before the exams, I started preparing for my test and like revision schedules. So
Okay.
where we continuously prepared the like question papers, everything,
Okay.
scanners and all,
Okay.
and before like 30 to 40 days before the exams, I made a mini surprise test without revision itself. I have made my surprise test. So with that led me here. So that was my
That,
preparation strategy.
yes, that's the best idea. The surprise test is one of the best idea, whether we test ourselves, whether in a correct way or not. And that's
Yeah,
true, you
yeah,
are prepared for 1 year, right? 6 months of
yeah.
your classes, 3 months of your test, along with 3 months of your revision towards the class. That
Right.
1 year of your hard work will pay you a success of All India Rank 1 in CMA final. Now,
Yes, sir.
now next, where there is any particular challenges or an obstacles you faced during your preparation, and how, if it is any, how did you overcome from that?
Yeah, obstacles are many. So we get like I have to go for college also. I have to go for my articleship also. So
Okay.
there will be many like work pressures there. So there will be some work pressures in articleship too, and there will be
Okay.
some like assignments, test, and everything in
Okay.
college too. So
Okay.
I have to balance all the three along with my studies.
Okay.
So the time was very like constraint for me. So I have to allocate much of the time for studies. So I wanted to study for more than 6 hours a day. So after completing my like all the routine works of my articleship and college, so
Okay.
I would come around 6 o'clock to my home, and I will study around till 1 to 2 till night. And
Okay.
again, next day, again 8 o'clock, I have to wake up. So this was
Welcome.
the very tight schedule for me, and
That's good.
like I felt really tired during this course. And I found that like I asked my college to give me some like a OD for my preparation, and they have supported me. So that's what I was able to dedicate much of my time here, and I
Okay.
also like go for group studies. So where
Okay.
some of my friends who are very dedicated in studies, so even though they did not write this December attempt, they like accompanied me, and we studied both together. So this was my motivation and the driving force.
Yes. In your opinion, what sets apart a top performer in the CMA exams from others?
Uh, you're asking about post qualification.
Post qualification, in your opinion, what can be set apart a top performer in the CMA exams from others, while after a post qualification for all in the rank holder, or if you score good, what will set out
Yeah.
now?
Okay. So you will have a cutting edge over everybody. I also faced in my pre-placement orientation program where one boy has completed all CA, CMA, CS, CPA, and every courses that he had completed, and he had come to my pre-placement orientation program. But people have a preference over me than him, because I was an all India rank holder one, just in CMA.
Okay.
But he has a triplet there, but he did not get an edge over me.
Okay.
So, like all India rank one is like a brand. Okay,
It's a,
wherever you go, if you go and say that you are an all India rank holder one, then you will get a separate respect, which is 10 times higher than a normal CMA getting.
it will be lead till your entire life.
Yeah, yeah. So
It will carry your brand.
it's a brand.
Yes. Then, any specific habits you believe that you contributed to your success?
Yeah. So discipline is one of the main driving force. So you have to be very disciplined, and you have to be very consistent. So if you have prepared a schedule, and you should not take that schedule. So if you you have prepared that today I will complete two subjects in like a half an hour time. So you have to complete. If you do not complete in half an hour time, you have to forego some of your other activities, and you have to keep your CMA studies as the first priority. Okay, so some people work very more for the articleship period. So there is no use of working there for a hours and hours. So he's just giving you a training. So you are not an employee there. So your main motive must be to complete your CMA, and you should prioritize all others after that only. So that's the main thing.
That's a main thing. Okay. How did you balance your studies with other commitments and responsibilities during your preparation period?
That's what I already said. So
Yes.
I had many engagements here and there in the college and in the articleship. So
Yes.
your time management is a must. Okay, so you are having very limited time for your studies. So you have to optimally use that time. So
Yes.
some people may require more time for studies, and some people may study at a lesser time period itself. So you have to optimally allocate the time and should not waste any time. So first you have to identify within yourself that what are the time wasting activities that you are doing. So and, find all the time wasting activities and eliminate them. Okay, so you should not waste even a minute, because every minute of your preparation pays you lakhs and lakhs after your preparation, like after your
Yes.
qualification. So you should not waste even a single minute. So your
Hmm.
time management is a key.
Okay. Next, could you share any memorable or a particular challenging question that you have encountered in your examination and how you tackle from that question and how you approach that question? If you remember any questions specifically, you can share in any level, in CMA Inter or in CMA Final, whatever the level you are facing.
Actually, like in final, SFM was quite tougher, okay, rather than other subjects.
Okay.
So I approached the SFM, I did not have time to complete my full question paper. So only
Okay.
for SFM I did not have time.
Okay.
So that was mainly due to the questions. Actually, the questions seems to be easy when we study.
Okay.
Okay. So the
Okay.
questions were simple. But when we
Yes.
work it out, no, it goes on,
Okay.
goes on, goes on, and the answers is not at all coming. So it
Okay.
continuously going on and taking much of my time.
Okay.
So what I did was, I focused much of my time towards the 2 marks, and I'm sure that all 2 marks was correct. Okay,
Okay.
so that's the main point for passing. So if you
Okay.
write all the 2 marks correctly, no, you will get
Okay.
around 40 marks, right? So you will get almost to the pass mark. And next level is your very strong areas. So I am very strong with the capital budgeting and leasing. So I
Okay.
started with that. So
Okay.
that question, even though it is bigger, you are very confident that the answer will be coming for sure.
Okay.
Okay. So you have to select your strong areas of questions. So where you are absolutely confident that you will be 100% right. So I choose those type of questions, and next I went for in mutual funds. There's Sharpe ratio, trainer ratio. That
Yes.
questions were there. So I started with that. So even it seems like very easy, all our sums, book sums will be very easy. So, but the question paper sums, no, it keeps on going. So I completed all the full sum, and then I found out that I have made a mistake, and then I
Okay.
scratched
Right.
everything and started from first. So that was a horrible experience, but finally I was able to write every question except one 7 mark questions.
What except on one song. So almost you have attended 100 marks in every paper, all the 7 papers except SFM.
Yeah, yes, except
Yes,
SFM,
yes,
where I left only
FFM
7
alone,
marks.
that too, in FFM alone, you have scored 93 marks you have attended, except one 7 mark
Yeah,
question you have attended.
yeah.
Okay. And from that,
Where I scored exemptions too, around
you have scored,
65 or
yes,
7.
in SFM, right?
SFM.
SFM,
Yeah,
by
yeah.
writing 93 marks. Yes.
Mhm.
And then one more thing. Did you prepare anything separately for that MCQ point of view, or you are purely believing on learning the concepts alone will give you marks to your MCQ?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I focused mainly on the concepts only, because MCQs, no, they don't ask from your books directly.
Yes,
So they will just test your knowledge and level of understanding. So in
obviously.
indirect access and all, like assessment procedures were there. No, in that assessment and appeals specifically, they have asked a very deep questions like how many days at the some level of appeal it must be having like that. They have asked. So it is not like directly asked in your book bags or in the questions like in past question papers and all. So you have to be conceptually thorough so that you can attend all the MCQ questions. That's what the questions were.
Okay. We are having a material sources that we are having our institute study mat, and for old syllabus 2016 we are having a workbook. We are having something concept known as bit question. Did you focus on this any of these areas?
Yeah, actually, I fully completed my study material, and next I went for like MTTs, RTPs, like old question MTT,
Old question
RTP,
papers.
and like scanners too. Okay.
Okay.
And then they have released like model question papers, for past two
Yes.
attempts.
Yes.
I
Yes.
also go through that, and
Okay.
in my chapter, no, in my Coimbatore chapter, they conduct some tests. Frequently, they'll conduct some tests. So I
Okay.
will go and attend those tests. Those tests,
Okay.
no, it will be taken from CA syllabus. So all
Okay.
questions will be
Yes.
taken from CA syllabus. So that was like after
Very.
attending the questions, no, I will go and see the answers, and I will go through the CA syllabus too. So
Yes.
for mostly for SCM and all, you have to go through CA syllabus. So because our book illustrations and all, it will be very simple and easy. But whatever they ask in exams, no, it will be so complex that without CA book or CA material, you cannot answer the same. So
Yes.
for SCM and all, you have to compulsorily go to the CA syllabus.
CA. Yes, sir. SCM.
SCM cost.
SCM. Cost management. Suppose if we for SFM, shall we follow CA material?
Like for SFM, yeah, you can follow because
Yeah.
almost everything is similar.
It's
It's
similar.
almost similar.
Almost
Yeah,
similar.
almost
Yes.
similar. So if you take a concept, no, there also the same concepts will be there
Yes.
replicated, but with some more like complex problems will be there. So you
Hmm.
can try those complex problems, and you come here, no, you will feel somewhat easy here.
Okay. Yes. My next question to you is, before as you are studying the syllabus, what are the additional efforts you have taken to ensure that you are understanding a comprehensive learning, and what are the additional steps you have prepared along apart from your syllabus completion?
Okay. So apart from my like syllabus completion, I have taken some books of some authors. Like for
Okay.
SFM, I took like CM Mayan Kothari, and
Okay.
for STM, I had one faculty. He is
Okay.
CA Anand.
Okay.
He will give all the like. He also taking classes for CA also. So
Okay.
what he will do now, he will give all the question papers like what he have prepared for CA students for us
Okay.
to prepare. So that
Okay.
was very easy for me to prepare. And for DT, I have got through like Banva Barona, fully
Okay.
Banva Barona like compiler and
Compiler and
another book like compact. So
compact.
yeah, I thoroughly go through every questions there. And for IDT, our book itself is more than enough. So IDT, our book itself will be loaded with a lot of illustrations. So
Yes.
it will
It
be
is
more than enough.
almost around 1,000 pages.
Yeah, 1,000 pages, where
Yes.
around 300, 400 pages will be repeated from my inter itself.
Repeated from Inter.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it will be like good for you to go through our syllabus itself for IDT. So
Okay.
then for CFR, no, I have like asked one of my friend of CA. So he had one book like it will be very detailedly explained all India years. Okay.
Okay.
So in our books, no, India years will be very compact, and it will be very simple. In
Simple.
2 to 3 pages, they will explain all the India years. But if you like study only those and go for the questions, no, you cannot answer every question.
Yes.
So
Yes.
there will be some points where you will be missing out. So
Yes.
it will be best for you to go through like all like India's comprehensive India's like books, no, where you can take only some specific India's like combinations. We have combinations 103,
1
110
or 3.
consolidated 110 consolidated financial statements and
Yes.
SFL. So all these, it will be around 50 to 60% weightage in our syllabus.
Okay.
So these three important Indias alone, you can go and go through there, and if you come here, no, you will gain a more advanced knowledge. So where you can complete all these sums in a go. So you need not again go through the same questions and all. So if you thorough with all these three indices completely from end to end, then you can need not study our book questions. So you can directly attend the questions and you need not see the illustration itself. So this was one of the important sources for me.
So shall we follow the same CA material for India's also, right?
Like India's CA material also it will be complex. You can go for
Complex.
like any author's
Any
material
author
where
simplified book.
where they have clearly explained India's from end to end, like from starting till ending, they will clearly explain. So you can take only selective India's and go there. So you
Okay.
need not study all India's. So what important India's you are facing any difficulties there, no? Like I faced difficulty in income taxes. So in income taxes, no, our book is very complex and they will merge all their AAs with India's and they will give you some like not clear conceptual clarity they won't give. So if you go there and see that specific India's where you are failing, no, so you will get a good understanding of this. And after understanding the India's, you come and go through your sums, now it will be very easy for you. So
Okay.
without any conceptual understanding, you cannot put the sums directly. So for
Okay.
some India's and all, you can directly see our book itself, like for impairment losses, like small India's will be there. So for that, our book itself will be okay. So for some India's, you have to gain conceptual clarity. For that, you can go and refer some author's material.
Okay. Yes. Now you have achieved your milestone that you are a CMA All India rank holder. So, what are your future plans and aspirations in the field of management accounting, and whether you are more passionate about the teaching and all?
Yeah, I'm actually passionate about my teaching because after completing my intern, no, I started teaching for inter students.
Okay.
Even when I'm preparing for finals, I have started teaching for the inter students. So I'm
Yes.
passionate about the teaching. But when coming to the next like forthcoming go, so I am planning for appearing for like CMA placement. So where
Okay.
I have attended my pre-placement orientation program at Bangalore, and I
Okay.
came now to Coimbatore
Okay.
again. So again, I
Okay.
have to go for Chennai SIRC to attend
Yes,
the
yes, for
pre-placement placements. So
placements.
where I'm aiming to get some government companies, good government companies, like
Okay.
PSUs. I'm aiming
Okay.
for PSUs. So
PSUs.
I can have some time for also. If I go for PSUs,
Yes.
no, they will have some like time and only limited period
Yes.
of work will be there. So after
Yes.
5 years and all, I will be free. So I
I
can
see.
take like classes to that.
Yes. Mostly on weekends also it will be half and all.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can easily reflect on it. Okay. Next. And is there is any one significant person in your entire CMA journey has supported you for your success?
Yeah, it's my mom.
Yeah, your
So
mom.
she used to wake me up every day. So if I
Okay.
sleep now, I will like study till 1 to 2 o'clock. And if I
Okay.
sleep now, she will correctly wake me up for my next step plan, like
Okay.
going for architecture or for college.
Okay.
So everyone,
Okay.
she is like my alarm. She used to wake up me, and she will
Okay.
remind me everything of my plans. So I will tell my schedule to her, and she will
Okay.
remind me. So have you completed this? So and she
Okay.
will like. If I'm studying, no, she will used to feed me. So I
Mm.
won't eat. She used to
Yeah.
come and feed me.
I also used to do that. When we have what
Yeah.
no, we will study in somewhere, our mother will feed us.
Yeah.
That will be a good thing. Next, in your opinion, what are the some emerging trends or the challenges which has been faced by a management accountants for a CMA, and how we can stay ahead from the dynamic landscape?
Can you repeat the questions? No, I did not
Yeah,
understand.
it means what are the facing we are as per the past technology trend, we are facing some more challenges
Yeah,
while
yeah, yeah.
preparing that. So how we can overcome from that by CMA? If there is any additional qualification needed apart from CMA, like that, any additional courses, or like in today's world we are having the Tableau or financial modeling like that. Will there it is mandatory for us to do that?
Yeah. So first you aim to complete your CMA. So after you completing your CMA, no, so you can go for like value added courses where you can learn SAP, like HANA. S4 HANA is the new trend which is going on in SAP.
Okay.
And Power BI. Power BI is one of the most important tools that every company is expecting. So you
Okay.
have to be like a certification in Power BI. So
Okay.
before Power BI, you have to be very clear in Excel. So if you are so clear in Excel only, you can go for Power BI. So all these are basics. SAP, Power BI, and Excel are basic. Apart from these, you can also have some like other courses if you are interested. But these three are so basic that you have to be so thorough in this. And like in Excel, we have to be good at macros also. So many companies like no, they will expect us to create a macro.
Okay. Next, as you have completed your CMA final, what do you want to tell to your juniors, those who are going to appear in the CMA Inter or CMA Final as well? What they need to focus? They need to focus on which areas and how they want to prepare it for the upcoming June attempt. Almost they are having 73 days, I think so. Exactly 72 to 73 days for their exam. So what they need to do from your point of view, if I want to prepare from now itself, or if I already prepared, I need to start my revision and all. Is there sufficient time to write both groups, or it is only sufficient to write a single group and clear the single group with the first attempt and all? Or what you will suggest?
Okay. So as of now, we are having only very limited time. So if you are so prepared that you have to do only revisions and all, so you can go for both the groups. So you have sufficient time to only revise both the groups. Okay. So if you are planning to study some more, like you are halfway completed and you are halfway to go now, so you can go ahead with a single group. But if you are so confident that I will, like it is based on your preparation strategy and your mental ability. So if you are able to study and if you are able to remember it, then you can go for both the groups because when you are going for both the groups, no, all 8 days will be engaged. So you should
Yes.
not, you won't have any time in between the like two exams to
Yes.
study. You have to be very prepared that anytime if I give you a question paper, you will pass. So you will
Okay.
like score at least exemption. So anytime if I give you a question paper, even without a single revision, you can score exemptions now. Then you are so confident that you can score that no. So you can go for both the group. Else,
Okay.
I recommend you to go for a single group. But if you are going for like a inter and a single group itself, okay. But if you are going
Okay.
for final, now I urge you to like attend both the groups because even if you score above like 450 to 460 now, so you will get some rank like 50th
Yes.
rank or 49th rank you can get.
Yes.
So so it will give you some edge over others because you are in a list of rank holders. So you will get some edge over others. So they won't mainly focus on inter ranks, but final ranks is so essential that the companies make focus on
Okay.
for shortlisting and all.
Okay, for shortlisting that. And one more most important thing I want to ask you, is there attempt matter in CMA?
Yeah, attempt actually matters, but if we are so talented, no, so you can go for like off campus. You should not come to on campus. So in on campus, if you have many attempts, now in companies, while shortlisting itself, they won't shortlist you. So if you are having more attempts in the sense, you can go directly for the companies like off campus, like walk-ins. And if we are like, if you will be more skilled than us, like everybody clearing in single attempt, now they will study only once. But the people who are clearing in many attempts, they will be like studying more than 2 to 4 times everything, and they will be well versed in the concepts. Yet, because of this attempt, they will not be shortlisted. So they can directly go for walk-ins and they can get selected. They need not worry because in campus they will select only those who have scored ranked and in single attempt only. So you can sure there's a scope for you. You need not worry. You can go directly for walk-ins.
Okay. Next, and one more thing is that many of the people are writing, many of the working people are writing only one papers in one attempt and another paper in another attempt. Like this, many of them are following. No?
Yeah, yeah.
Are you suggesting that is a good way to clear your CMA?
No, no, no. It's actually very bad way because
Okay.
you are you will not be focused there. So
Okay.
you are just writing exams for the sake of attending the exams, and if you get passed, you are happy. Else you will get write the next exams like your mentality would be. So
Okay.
it should not be like that. you have to dedicate all some of your time. So you must get some off of, like, you have to go out of your work. So if you are very focused on CMA, you will go out of your work for at least 3 months and make all efforts and full confidence in preparing for CMA. Okay,
Okay.
so you have to give all your time and focus, and you have to be so confident that I will prepare and I will get completed, and you have to be very determined.
Okay.
So that can only last for some period. So all your confidence and determination can only last for some period. So now,
Okay.
if you are going for work and you are like procrastinating everything and you are attempting only 1 or 2 papers, no, you will lack that confidence and determination. So many people know still they are writing in their 40s and 50s. They
For
are
this.
continuously writing and then
Okay.
they're continuously failing. So that's the
Okay.
reason for the same. They have to be so determined and consistent, and they have to dedicate only some of their time dedicated towards CMA. That's enough. They need not like go on writing CMA and waste their time.
Okay. And what we need to do on the 3 hours of an exam preparation, on the 3 hours of exam writing, no, what we need to do on that time, how we need to be focused, and what areas we need to go through, and then how we proceed with that 3 hours.
So even before the 3 hours, no, you'll get some 15 minutes of reading time.
Reading time.
That's even more important. So all your MCQs, no, you can see in that reading time, and you can like answer it. And immediately if the question paper comes now, you will immediately write all the MCQs. So you are saving around 15 minutes of your 3 hours in that like revision time itself for answering that MCQs. Okay. Then after answering the MCQs, you just go through all the questions, and you just start with those questions, no, which is having higher marks, and it will take lesser time to complete. So that's what your first strategy should be: higher marks and lesser time. And you should be more confident that you will answer the questions very correctly. So you have to select the questions in that order of priority. So you have to select the questions and you have to answer questions in almost all shortest possible time you can answer. So it is not meant that you have to answer so urgently that the question goes wrong. It's not like that. You have to answer the questions correctly as well as in the shortest possible time possible. So for that you have to practice many question papers with some allocated time. You have to fix a time like 2 hours for completing a 3-hour question paper. So that's what your strategy should be. And
Okay.
and in like final exams, you should not keep the questions like after writing this question, I will do that. After writing, I will do that. Like that, you should not procrastinate writing the question. So your questions you should complete every questions in the shortest possible time possible, so that you have a very good time to recheck the questions everything. So that's what your main strategy should be. And you should not like I have still 1 hour more, so I can like write these questions in very in detail like that. It's not necessary because in answer key and all, they will expect only the main answers and the formulas and explanations and assumptions. That's it. You need not waste your time in like decorating your question answer sheets everything. So that's not
Okay.
necessary. And even if you complete before time, no, it's more advantages for you only. So you
Yes.
should not like keep your questions till the end of the exams.
Yes. Yes. And in any paper in CMA Inter or CMA Final, we need to focus on the presentation part. This a presentation is mandatory in any some papers like law or taxation and all. Many of them are suffering because the CMA students are basically suffering by not reading how to they need to present it. They know the law, they know the direct tax, what is there, what is the computation is there, but they know how to put it in a papers. Okay, so how you can suggest them what they can do a presentation and all.
Okay. So actually, presentation is actually not necessary, not so
Okay,
important.
okay,
It's like how you write the answer.
okay,
So if you are given a case study where some like a case is given, you have to link some any section with that case, and you have to like explain the case along with the section, and you have to provide some solution writing. So this type of questions will be asked in finals. So what you have to do in the sense, you have to jot down the main points of the case. So you have to like points of the case. You have to give a heading like important points of the case, and you just list down 3-4 important points, and you have to link a section to it, right? So you have to link that, like for example, some section 5 and 6 is of the Companies Act has been connected with this case, and you have to explain that section in maximum 4-5 points. Okay, like you just have a point wise explanation. That's more easier, so they can easily correct, and you need not spend much of your time in writing. No, so you can have a point wise explanation. So 4-5 points you can explain, and finally, where you just give a conclusion where you are linking the section along with the case, and you are giving a result to the case. So that must be around the 2-3 lines. That's it.
Yes.
So based on this section and this case, so I am giving a result that this is the result, like that you have to write. So that's it. So
That's a
your
conclusion part.
answers, yeah, your answer must be like at least one side of your page. So that's more
Okay.
than enough for them to give 5 marks. Okay.
Okay.
So you have to answer every questions in a single page, right? So separate page for the separate questions. So you have to start with the one heading and points of the case and
Okay.
explanation of the section, and finally the conclusion. So that's how you have to go on.
That's how we
And
end
for
it.
like direct tax and indirect tax and all, you just mostly cover everything in like a tabular format. So it will be very easy for them to link it.
Writing
And finally, yeah. So like for residential status also, you can do the tabular. Like for sub question 1, he residence his whether he is an individual or he is a company, like type of assessing who he is and how many days he did stay in India.
Yeah.
So how many whether he is a resident or not.
Not.
So if he is a resident, whether he is an ordinary resident or not ordinary resident. So that's how you have to write. You just explain the section first. Okay. So our explanation of the section must be the first, and then next you draw a table wherein you just link the persons and say the result whether he is a resident or not, or ordinary resident or not ordinary resident. And after completing the table, you just give an explanation for what is ordinary and what is not ordinary, and who would be considered ordinary and who would be considered not ordinary. Like that, you have to write out of the table. So in the table, you just simply explain what he is. That's it.
That's it.
So
Okay.
that must be. And assumptions are so important in your questions. So in the questions, it might not be very clear that you will have many doubts there. So whether here this is there or not, like that, you will have many doubts. So your assumption must be your priority. So before starting your questions itself, you have to give a topic like assumptions, and you write down your assumption. And after writing down your assumptions, no, then you start writing your questions. So what the examiner will do, no, he will first read your assumptions and he will understand, oh, this is what he have done up. And then he will go on seeing your answer, no, then he will get to know that you wrote everything correctly and you know everything. So that's what he comes to know. And finally, if you have any doubts, like whether this can come or that can come, any two options you have very doubt, you just write if this option is my assumption, I will get this answer. And if this option is my assumption, I will get this answer. So
like
you can
this
write
direct
both the
taxation
answers.
we can do. Direct taxation,
Yeah,
many
yeah.
of the assumptions we need to take. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. Next, my question is, in practical papers, like all the papers are practical, like the number-oriented papers like CFR and all, is if you spend specific time for learning theory-based question?
Actually, no. You just understand the concept. That's it. So,
Yes.
what is the concept and how is it is used to arrive at this sum? The concept is just important. So, based on the concept, no, they won't expect you to write like in 11th and 12th standard students or BCom students where they will write everything that they have learned, like markup they will do it, they will write and go. So that's not the expectation of the examiner. So what he will expect, no, you are knowing the concept or not, and you are able to present the concept that you have known in a more appropriate way. That's what you are going to check. So if you know the concepts clearly, you need not study the theory part. So you can directly write the answers. So for auditing and all, you have to spend some time where the definitions and all is very important. But for other subjects and all, like some question papers like and all, you need not spend much of your time in reading the theory first.
Oh, And there is some questions from the audience, like what is the SCM strategy you need to follow to score good marks in your CMA final?
Okay, so actually SCM now you have to be more concentrated in OM part, where OM part you would have already studied in your inter, and the
Yes.
same will be repeated in your final. Okay, there will be very some advanced questions. So
Okay.
almost everything will be like an inter-level question paper only for around OM part. So first you prepare with that OM part, so you can go to good, you can score good marks there. And after preparing that, no, you just come for cost part, wherein some main concepts like base concepts you would have already studied in your inter. So on that base concepts, no, they will have some advanced sums. You just revise your inter and you come here and see the advanced sums around. You need not see each and every sums here. As you already know everything, so you come and just see the advanced sums here. And there are some specific topics which our books would not be given a clear explanation. So for SCM, I would compulsory recommend you to go through the CA material, wherein
That is
like,
SCMP.
yeah,
SCMP.
like SCMP that. So you have to compulsorily go through that because our book it will be so limited. Our book concepts will be so limited. But if you go and see the question papers, no, it will be very complex, uncomplicated. So for
Okay.
SCM, particularly for the cost part, I would recommend you to go and see SCMP like a CAS level. Whereas for OM and all, it will be as good okay for us to see our book itself. But no, there are some questions which are given in the unsolved case study like that. Some questions will be given at the end. So I would recommend you to find answers for the same and read all the questions there. All the questions there, no, it will be so important that questions will be only be asked there. All the illustrations will not be asked. Only from there they are asking the questions. So I would recommend you to study that also.
So what is your preparation strategy for the audit and law you are focusing? For CMA audit, for CMA final, you can tell.
For CMA final, there are two papers, law, one paper, and CMA, like cost and management audit is another paper. Okay. So for law and audit, no, I just make my own notes because in our book it will be very lengthy. If you
Yes.
study like 10 pages, no, you will lose around 4-5 hours there. Just
Yes.
for clearly understanding the 10 pages, you need 3-4 hours. So what I will do now, I will just read every line of the book and I will take notes of myself. Okay. So my notes would be that it will be so simple that in one page I will cover around 10 pages of a study material. So your notes. So your own notes is your because you can understand your notes
Yes.
and your notes will be so useful that you can easily revise from it. So
Obvious.
if you see somebody's note, it will be very difficult for you to again recollect the concept and link it with, and you can find it difficult to revise. So it is a one-time investment like thing to prepare your own notes for law and
Yes.
audit. That's what I have done. So for law and audit, you just prepare your own self-handwritten notes or your typed notes in Word or any format. So that notes will be so useful that you can even after completing your CMA, no, for revising the concepts, that notes will be very useful. For revising the particular section which we are going to apply in the job, everything, no, it will be very useful. So that's what the strategy I have used.
Okay. Then how you prepare this entire eight paper? Entire eight paper is through self-study, or you have taken some from your senior members, guidance and faculty and all, or you what are the papers you have first self-study?
So I self-studied like almost every paper except SCM and DT also I self-studied only, but based on Panval Bhavan
Ah, okay.
and
Books.
IDT and IDT, yeah, mostly IDT. Mostly IDT I took online classes. And
Okay.
for SCM and SPMD, these two subjects, no, I took classes from Coimbatore chapters, oral classes itself.
Oral classes.
Where yeah, only these two subjects, no, they will teach extraordinary. So the
Okay.
faculties will be very good. So
Okay.
I just go for SCM as well as SPMD. So
Okay.
I just took classes from that. And for other things like law, audit, everything and all, I said.
Okay. You are choose your elective paper as SPMBV.
SPMBV.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why you are choose that? Because we are having risk management and bank and all entrepreneurship and startup. Why we want to choose the SPMBV?
The SPMBV, it is like it will be very useful in your career too, because valuation is one of the most important sorted courses everywhere. So, financial modeling, you said no, that too will be linked with SPMBV only. If you know
Yes.
SPMBV very well, you can do with valuation, financial modeling, and everything. So, SPMBV is one of the most important sort out topics. Okay, and then why I have chosen is that it is like old concept, and we have many question papers and many more like
Yes.
like books to we can like for revision. Okay, so and then our FTMB, it will be very easy, and our question paper like directly they will ask from a book itself. The same
Yes.
questions which is available in the book, they will ask in the exam. No,
Yes.
so you can score around 80 marks there. Easily you can score 80 marks in FPMBV, which is a scoring
Okay.
subject and which is going to help in your aggregate too. So
Yes.
that's what I
Yes.
have chosen FPMBV.
Because the BB paper is no, as far as my knowledge is concerned, is from the incorporation and all, they are carrying forward the BB, and we have the question papers around from 2011 in our institute website itself, along with the suggested answers and all, so that it will be easier for us. Last year, 15 years question papers, if we see, we can score very good marks from that. Okay, and then two more questions for that. One, for CMA Inter, what are the papers on an average is an exemption papers?
Inter, you can get SPMBB like sorry, YMSM as an exemption paper, and
Okay.
in cost you can try for exemption, because
Paper 8,
no, if
paper
you are,
number 8,
yeah,
cost accounting.
yeah, cost accounting, because in cost accounting, no, the question papers like it will be very lengthy, but if you know the concepts very clearly, you can increase for exemptions. Whereas
Okay.
in tax, no, it will be very difficult. You can
Okay.
have, you are having now both direct as well as indirect tax combined together. So your
Yes.
portions will be very vast. So you cannot
Okay.
complete 100% of your syllabus before going for exams. That is
Yes.
almost
Yes.
impossible. So, so for scoring exemptions in tax, it's very difficult. So in order
Okay.
to compensate that, no, you can go with financial accounting and cost accounting.
Okay.
So these two are so strong where you can get exemption. And when coming to group two, like OMSM is very good paper where the
Okay.
sums will be so easy. So you can just score exemptions very easily. And
Okay.
when coming to management accounting, no, you will find it somewhat difficult, because the concepts and all will be a little
Obviously then.
lengthy and it will be difficult. And
Yes.
well, FM also. In FM
Yes.
also, you will find it very little difficult. So you
Okay.
can go for corporate accounting and auditing, wherein auditing is the scoring paper. You can easily get marks in auditing. And in corporate accounting too, no, in your both in your FM and in corporate accounting, some concepts will be repeated, like cash flow statements, everything will be repeated. So you can just score an exemption easily in corporate accounting and auditing as well as OMSM. Whereas coming to group one, financial accounting and cost accounting is an exemption paper.
Okay. Then, what about the law? Business law we are having. Is there many of them are scoring that we can, if we write it, we can score 60 plus marks and all. Is that?
Actually, law is like anything. Like it will be very easy wherein you can score exemption. And sometimes, no, it will be so difficult wherein you are finding very difficult to pass. So
Yes.
law is like it is like some lottery thing. If it's very easy, you can easily score good marks. So you
Okay.
cannot depend fully on law, because if the law takes much time of your study, because
Yes.
you have to study everything and many acts are there in your inter syllabus. Even Companies Act itself is a very huge syllabus. So there are many acts, and you find it very time consuming to study everything all at once. So you will sure that you will eliminate some of the acts and go. So that's for sure. So because some acts, no, it will carry only 5% of your marks. So you will sure you will eliminate some and go only. So what if they ask many questions from that? So our institute is not very well structured in asking the questions wherein they have allotted the percentage. So if
Yes.
they allot 5%, they will not only ask the 5%, they might
Yes.
have 20 marks from that questions itself. So you
Obvious.
cannot fully depend upon law and go. So if you fully spend much of your time in law, then you will lose your time in preparation for cost and financial accounting. So
Okay.
I suggest you to fully thorough with cost and financial accounting, and keep your law at loss. So study as much as possible in your law, and don't try to like study full. So it's very impossible.
Okay. Then And one more thing, for CMA final, what are the exemption papers? As you have scored 5 exemptions, if I am not wrong.
No, like around 7 exemptions. Only
7
one.
exemptions, okay. 7 exemptions you have scored.
Yeah, only in DT I scored 59. In all
59,
everything
that
I
too for
scored.
only 1 mark. That too for only 1 mark.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are the, on an average, if a student want to focus, okay, if a student want to focus, what are the papers they can score for an exemption?
In final. Okay, in final, SPMAB is one of the most important paper.
Fine.
And CMAD.
CMA.
CMAD is very easiest
Okay.
paper. You need
Okay.
not spend much of your time. So even
Okay.
if you spend just 10 days for that, no, you can score exemption. So
Okay.
that's one of the easiest paper, CMAD.
Okay.
And then while coming for group 3, so in
Hmm.
group 3, no, like every papers will be somewhat difficult. But if you focus much of your time on SFM and SCM, the SFM and SCM will see, no, it will be very lengthy and it will be very complex. But you should study. There is no other goal. You should study. So if you study it more confidently, and if you go for exams, no, I faced some much difficulty in SFM and SCM itself. But when coming for your results in the sense, you are very scoring paper than your law, the DT, your SFM and SCM, even though the question paper was difficult, no, they will give like they'll be very little lenient there. They'll give like more marks there. So many of my friends face this. So they wrote worst in SFM, yet they scored somewhat good marks in SFM. So that's what. So SFM and SCM is a little difficult. But if you give much of your time and study it very focused, no, you will get an exemption easily there.
So next, for the persons who want to pursue the CMA course, many of them are saying that CMA is difficult, CA is difficult, CS is difficult. What do you say from them? Whether they want to focus on themselves or they want to hear it from others?
Actually, difficulty is based on their like point of view. Okay, so it is based on others' point of view. So some people say difficult, and we find it difficult too because they are saying it difficult, and we want to like dedicate much of your energy in studying it. So because we know that it is difficult, so that's not your strategy must be. So if it is difficult for somebody, why it should be difficult for me? So it must be your perception. Okay, it's always your perception, and you need not have much of your efforts. So whatever efforts you are giving for your 11, 12, 10, 11, 12, the board exams, no, the same consistency and same efforts. If you continue to provide consistently in your further life, like some people will be go very lenient after they come to college. In BCom and all, they need not study and they get pass marks. That's what their mentality would be. So with that mentality, you come here now, it will be difficult for you. You should not be in that mentality. Ours is the professional course and ours is not a UG course. So you have to have such mentality and you should be little hardworking. That's it. So if you go and write one of the exams, you will automatically understand which level are you and how much effort you have to put it so that you can clear the exams. That's it. It is so simple and hard is based on their perspective. It is not actually hard if you study. That's it. If you don't study,
In simple, consistency is the key to success.
Yeah, that's it. Consistency as well as your self-confidence is the success.
Self-confidence.
You must be confident that you will study and you will pass. That's it.
First, you need to believe yourself you have an ability to clear that CMA. Then if you have an ability to clear that, we can easily clear everything. Next, is there any articleship experience you are pursuing? Is there any helpful while writing or while writing your examination or while preparing for your exam?
Yeah, it will be somewhat useful, but not very useful. Like in auditing and all, like in articleship, I went for like cost audit. So wherein cost audit reports I have seen, the annexes to the cost audit I have seen, and I worked with that. So while coming to CMA, the same cost audit will be there, along with the same format, the same annexes, everything will be there. So you can easily link with that. And also the cost accounting standards, no? So you are applying some cost accounting standards when you are studying. The same cost accounting standards will be applied when you are doing a cost audit. So like cost audit and CMA will be completely linked. And when you are filing that taxation and all, no, so you will be more familiar with the returns names and what it is used and everything. So it will be very easy for you to study when you are working there. So that's it. Apart from this, no, if some people are going like they are going for stock audit and everything,
Yeah,
like internal
start.
audit. So that's
That
a
will be
waste of
helpful.
thing.
For Inter also, CMA Inter also, when I was used to write my stock audit, physical verification and all, I will give my personal experience and all, so that they will give you marks. They are obviously
Yeah.
they are expecting us
Yeah.
to provide in that manner only. Yes. Next, and my one
They'll ask
final.
like
Yeah, tell me.
they'll ask like audit of schools, audit of
Oh,
hospitals,
yeah.
like that. Yeah, where will be very useful.
Where it will be very useful. And my one final question to you is, finally, what are the personal lessons or the insight which you gained from this experience that you would believe valuable for others who are pursuing the CMA course or pursuing this professional qualification?
So you are asking about what value I have gained.
What are personal lessons you have learned from
Okay.
the professional course that will be valuable for others who are doing the same professional course?
Like lessons in the sense, lessons in the sense, in order to be very disciplined as well as very focused and hardworking. So
Okay.
these three is an important element wherever you go in your career. Okay.
Three
So
mantras
this
for your
will,
success.
yeah, these three will take you to whatever heights that you really dream of. Okay. So you are dreaming of clearing a CMA and you are working hard now so that you are achieving this CMA. So this is how our life goes. So you will have an objective and you will work hard for it and you will go there. So no, many people know they will have this objective, but they will lack in their consistency and hard work. So they can't reach the height. So that's what CMA teaches us. So CMA teaches us to achieve what we aim. That's what. So if you clear CMA, no, you'll be capable of achieving any milestone that you are achieving. So that's what CMA gives us.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. CMA Logesh Kannan, for accepting this meeting in a very shorter notice, and hope you will further go in your professional journey, and all the best for your profession.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all.